गीते भवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः ओग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महते वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तगकेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पतैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदै साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदै गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। इति गीता ध्यानम्. We will now do chapter 13 summary. An introduction to chapter 14. ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः. अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः. जय श्री कृष्ण. The Bhagavad Gita's 18 chapters are divided into 3 sections of 6 chapters each. Each section is called a Shatkam. Shatkam means 6 together. There's another word, Shatakam, that means 100. So Shatkam, 6 chapters. 6 together is called Shatkam. So it's divided into 3 sections of 6 chapters each. The first is called Prathama Shatkam. The second is called Madhyama Shatkam. And the third one is called Charama Shatkam. We have completed Prathama and Madhyama and chapter 1 of the Charama Shatkam. Prathama Shatkam, the first 6 chapters, deal with fundamental problem as a human being. Dukkham, Bhayam, fundamental problem. And the solution to the fundamental problem is given. The fundamental problem is because of Ajnana. So the solution to Ajnana is Jnanam. And for Jnanam to take place, you have Jnana Yogyata Prapti. Therefore, the first 6 chapters will talk about, the first Shatkam will say Jnanam and Yoga Sadhana. And in Jnana Yoga, that is for that yoga, for you to be fit for that knowledge, one has to, what sadhana is to be undertaken. Then what is the nature of the mind? What are the obstacles? All this is handled in the first 6 chapters. And the yoga sadhana given in the first 6 chapters, the Prathama Shatka, is Karma Yoga. Okay. Karma Yoga is karma done with a spirit of yoga. What is the spirit of yoga? Karma Yoga done with the clear knowledge, not that do your duty, don't expect results. Nowhere is it said like that. Okay, they say also in Hindi also they say karma kiye ja phal ki ichha na kar e insan. Somebody will sing like that. It doesn't make sense. And that means I speak without expecting you to understand. At least Krishna won't have said all this. So Karma Yoga is two important aspects of Karma Yoga. Doing karma is in your hands. Karmani eva adhikaraha te. Karma alone is your hands. Ma phaleshu kadachana. The results are not in your hands. It is a matter of fact statement. The results come to you from play of other forces, other laws in operation. And these laws are not some random sporadic laws. These are infallible laws. Ishvara manifesting himself as the laws. Infallible laws of Ishvara. When you throw something out, up it has to come down. Throwing up is in your hands, coming down is not in your hands. If you want something to go out of orbit, you have to invoke another set of laws. The throwing up speed has to be much greater than the speed of pulling down. So you have to throw up at a speed, not you throw up, throw this thing up at a speed which is at a higher rate than the law of gravitation. Infallible law. If it is done like this, then it will go into orbit. If it goes into orbit, one force will pull it, another force will push it out. Centrifugal, centripetal forces, therefore they keep in an orbit. They are infallible laws, and the laws are not separate from the lawmaker. They are manifestation of the lawmaker. Ishvara's manifestation as the laws. So from that it comes that your job is to do the karma. The results come to you from Ishvara. It comes through Ishvara. You do karma yoga. Karma becomes karma yoga when you do with Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, recognition that results will come to you according to the laws of Ishvara. And whatever comes, you accept it as Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. It has come from the Lord. If it is not up to my expectations, if it is something different from my expectations, I take corrective action. I don't curse myself as a failure. I say what mistake I have made, what are the error in judgments I have made, I correct myself. There is no resentment, anger at some results not coming my way. Karma Yoga gives you Chitta Eka, it gives you Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi is freeing yourself from a lot of self-conclusions and judgments. So first 6 chapters deal with this subject elaborately, and we are all studying together for such a long time now, 5 years almost. By November this year, we would be covering 5 years. Thanks to the support of Prakash, Vasudha, and our able support by our friend Ramesh, we have been doing it for about 5 years now. So first 6 chapters deal with this. Then we go to the second 6 chapters, Madhyama Shatka. What does the Madhyama Shatka say? The Madhyama Shatka says, For you to be able to recognize the entire Srishti as a manifestation of Ishvara, you must know Ishvara properly. Because unless you recognize Ishvara properly, if you think of him sitting in some place and fiddling around with your future, giving you a knock here, if you're going to look at God and punishing you for whatever, for something which you have not done, okay, or giving adverse judgments against yourself, if this is what is happening, then that is not Ishvara. That kind of thing we are seeing in India itself. That cannot be Ishvara. So, for you to understand Ishvara, for you to be able to relate to Ishvara, you need Upasana. Upasana means, Upa means near, Asana means sit. You have to go closer to Ishvara to understand Ishvara's Vibhuti. Understand the manifestation of Ishvara. To say that whatever I see is Ishvara requires a certain paradigm shift at the way you look at the world. When you look at the cosmic whole, you need a different paradigm. To understand the design philosophy of the cosmic whole, you need to go closer to Ishvara. Upasana takes you closer to Ishvara. How? First, you invoke Ishvara as Ekarupa Saguna Ishvara. Somebody like you. Pratika means a symbol. Pratima is a form. Like from yesterday, Mahalaya, today all over Bengal, Assam, Bihar and those areas, they do Durga Puja. Ishvara invoked in the form of a Devi. Devi, which she has got so much Shakti, Divyastra, she does Mahishasura Mardhanam. Mahishasura Mardhanam is destroying the tamasic tendencies in me. The tendency in me, the inclination in me to violate, go against dharma for pursuing my personal desires. Lack of clarity in what I really want in life, that is tamasa. So she stands, she slays the tamas so that viveka will come. So upas, eka rupa, saguna rupa, ishvara upasana. From eka rupa, saguna rupa upasana, you graduate to aneka rupa upasana. Ishvara is not just eka rupa, he is aneka rupa. Aneka rupa goes further and takes you to Vishwarupa Upasana. Anything that you see in Srishti is manifestation of Ishvara's Vibhuti, Ishvara's glory, Ishvara's laws. LAWS. Laws, not LOSS. So you see the whole thing as Ishvara's glory. Then graduate further and you see Ishvara as Arupa Ishvara, for Ishvara without any form. Yeah, all the forms are Ishvara's forms. Whatever is he is Ishvara. Like for instance, if you look at me and look at yourself, which is you and which is not you? This is not you. Is this not you? Is this not you? Everything is you. Ekarupa Ishvara, Aneka Rupa Ishvara, that is all forms of Ishvara's forms. Arupa Ishvara, any specific. I don't see Ishvara in any specific Rupa. You graduate to this. And while Karma Yoga gives you Chitta Shuddhi, Upasana Yoga gives you Chitta Vishalata. This expands. To be able to appreciate the whole, this must expand. You can't look through the keyhole and appreciate the cosmos. To appreciate cosmos, this must also become big enough. You should be able to insightfully look into the cosmic whole. So the second 6 chapters, Madhyama Shatkam, takes you to this Upasana and understanding Ishvara Swarupa. We have completed 12 chapters effectively and we all understand this well. Okay, now come to the Charama Shatkam. Charama Shatkam, first chapter of Charama Shatkam is Trayodashodhyayaha, 13th chapter. That chapter is called Kshetra, Kshetragya, Vibhaga, Yoga, Nama, Trayodashodhyayaha. Yoga here means topic, not standing on the head or yogasana. So some people have, all kinds of funny translations. Yeah, I once read a translation and I took it seriously, I had a lot of problems. The first chapter is said, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. And the person who was introduced, he said sadness is a yoga. And he very convincingly said, if sadness can lead you to God, it is yoga. My God, I took it seriously. Till I met my Guruji, Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Incidentally, tomorrow is Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji's Samadhi day. 10 years since Swamiji went into Brahma Leena. He decided mortal life is enough. So tomorrow, so until I met Swami Dayananda Saraswati, when I met Swami Dayananda Saraswati, is everybody having low volume or only Raman sir? Okay. So when I met Swami Dayananda Saraswati, he clarified that in this context, yoga means not yoga asana, it means topic. In the Bhagavad Gita, whenever they say Arjuna Vishada Yoga, it is the topic of Arjuna's sadness. Karma Yoga, topic of karma as a yoga. That's how we have to understand. So, Kshetra, Kshetragyo, Kshetra, Kshetragyo, Kshetra, Kshetragya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Trayodashodhyayaha. The discerning the difference between Kshetra and Kshetragya. That is the topic of chapter number 13. And let's see quickly what chapter number 13 tells us. In chapter number 13, all that we studied in the first 12 chapters are reiterated by using different terms. The subject remaining the same, the terms are different. Okay, he uses 6 different terms. 3 terms can be encapsulated into one topic. 2 terms can be encapsulated into one topic. 1 term, 1 topic. So let's see what are they. The first topic is Kshetra. Okay. Then Prakriti. 2 topics. First 2. Kshetra and Prakriti are encapsulated into one topic called Anatma. Kshetra and Prakriti. Kshetra is equal to Prakriti is equal to Anatma. Okay. Are they synonyms? We have to understand that in grammar, there is something called in apposition. So these are terms qualifying nouns. These are in apposition. When I say Kshetra, Prakriti, is not an adjective of Kshetra. Prakriti is also a noun in apposition to Kshetra, which qualifies and reveals something more about the Kshetra. So when I say Anatma, it's not that Prakriti and Kshetra are adjectives of Anatma. Prakriti and Kshetra are nouns in apposition which reveal something more or something more complete about Anatma. That is this way, teaching Prakriya. It is called Shastras, teaching Sampradaya. And when you go by the Sampradaya, there is no confusion. When you go outside of the Sampradaya, there is a lot of confusion because you don't have the words. You have to say, you have to just speculate. And then somebody asks a question, you will say, this is not I mean, but this is what I mean. More confusion. But if you follow a Sampradaya, you will have no confusion. So topic number 1 is Kshetra Prakriti, encapsulated into one Anatma. Topic number 2 is Kshetragya, Purusha and Jneyam. These three are encapsulated into one topic called Atma. Kshetragya, the knower of the field of experience and experiences. Purusha, awareness, subject. Then third one, Jneyam, the nature of the Purusha and Kshetragya, that which is to be known is Jneyam. And these three together are called Atma. So topic number 1, Anatma. Topic number 2, Atma. See, it all boils down to knowing Atma and Anatma. Entire Gita, Upanishads, all of them reveal only two things. Know the nature of Atma, know the nature of Anatma. When you know the nature of Atma and Anatma, what happens? Moksha, you are free. There is no confusion. There is no dukkham. There is no bhaya. No, what is the reality? Knowledge of the reality. Knowledge of Atma, absolute reality. Knowledge of Anatma, knowledge of transactional reality, empirical reality. So these are the five topics. What's the sixth topic? The sixth topic in this chapter is called Jnanam. Jnanam in this context is not knowledge, it is Jnana Yoga Sadhanani. Okay, Jnana Yoga Sadhanani are covered in this chapter. Okay, 20 values are given. We will see. I will summarize all of them. So this is the subject matter, 5. Okay, these 6 terms are explained. Then what the teacher comes and says, after understanding all this, how do you understand all this? After understanding all this, he says, for the purpose of understanding all this and make it your own knowledge, what is needed? They are called Jnana Sadhanani, 5-fold. So 6 topics encapsulated into 3, 5-fold Jnana Sadhanani. What are the 5-fold Jnana Sadhanani? You earlier studied. Karma Yoga, Upasana, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. These 5. Karma Yoga gives you Chitta Shuddhi. Upasana Yoga gives you Chitta Vishalata. Shravana gives you Ajnana Nivritti. Manana gives you Samshaya Nivritti. Nididhyasana gives you Moksha, helps you own up the knowledge. Jnana Nishtha, abiding with the knowledge. This is the beautiful map drawn, so clearly drawn. It doesn't end here. He goes further that says, Jnana Sadhanam and Jnana Phalam. What are the prayojanam? By studying all this, what are you going to get? What will you get? Jnana Phalam. Jnana Phalam is classified into 4. So remember, 6 shrunk to 3. Okay, 5 sadhanas, then 4 phalam. 6, 5, 4. What are the phala? Samadarshanam. A balanced, insightful view of everything. Samadarshanam. Samadarshanam is translated as sameness everywhere. It is to be understood. Sameness means everything is just the same. Huh? A balanced, insightful view about what you see. Samadarshanam, a balanced view. When you see there is samatvam, there is balance inside. Samadarshanam. And when you learn to see things properly, amritatva, you are free from fear of mortality. Mortality, fear of death leaves you. You'll see how fear of death leaves you. Okay. Fear of death leaves you. Freedom from mortality. Then, third benefit, akartritvam, abhoktritvam. I detach myself insightfully from performance of an action and enjoying the results of that action. Meaning, I see the role's action as the role's action and the role's results of those actions as the role's results. I, the knower, see myself free. Okay? I see the problems of the role are contained in the role. The responsibilities of the role are contained in the role. They don't percolate down to me. They are not enrolled and I don't get enmeshed in the role. So, akartritvam, abhoktritvam. And the fourth phalam, brahmatvam. What is my conclusion? I am a nobody. I am insignificant, small. When I see Atma, when I see Anatma, when I am able to discern the difference between Atma and Anatma, I am free from this conclusion and see myself as a limitless, the only significant being, Brahmatvam. This is what the teacher takes me through in chapter 13. Okay, let's see a little more. Because we have studied it, but it's always good to recall. Good to recall. At any point of time, if somebody asks you, what did you study? I have studied chapter 13. Now, what have you studied in chapter 13? In chapter 13, it is called Charama Shatkam, chapter 1. I have studied what is Anatma. I have studied what is Atma. I have studied what should I do to get this knowledge and what are the sadhana that I should do. I have studied what is Atma, what is Anatma, what are the sadhana that I should do to get this knowledge. Okay, and I have also studied what is the phalam that comes out of it. If you are able to say this, understand you are already an accomplished student. If you say this much, that person will say, Acha, you know. Okay, now let's suppose for your understanding, you're not going to give a talk anywhere. You're not going to talk, and after a talk, what will they give you? An umbrella, a shawl, something which you cannot use. I don't want to talk about. I want freedom. Let's understand. What is my understanding? Let's have clarity there. Anatma. What is Anatma? The nature of Anatma. Anatma suffers from certain problems. What is the nature of Anatma? Okay. Anything objectifiable is Anatma. Anything that can be objectified is Anatma. What is the nature of Anatma, therefore? The nature of Anatma, therefore, is Achetanam. It is of the nature of matter. Anatma does not have life of its own. It is called Achetanam. Anatma is endowed with attributes. Sagunam. Achetanam, Sagunam. And because there are gunas, there are parts. Therefore, savikaram. Okay? And it will always appear manifest as Karana Vyakta Avastha. Karana Vyakta Avastha. Meaning it will always be manifesting as cause effect. Cause effect. Simple example. You see water and you boil it. What happens? It goes back to its cause, vapor. Cool the vapor, what happens? Become water. So the water, manifest water, when boiled, becomes unmanifest water in the form of vapor. So the entire anatma will be karana vyakta avastha. Okay? Cause and effect status. This is how it will be. What will be cause and effect status? Anything that you see in Srishti. Yat drishyam tat anatma. Whatever you see is anatma. Whatever you experience is anatma. That means it is not, it is of the nature of an object, and the object will suffer from these limitations. Apart from this, what is the nature of anatma? The nature of anatma will be agama apai, it will come and go. Sukha dukkha mishritatvam. There will be moments of pleasure, there will be moments of pain. Sukha dukkha mishritatvam. And it will be first anityam, we saw agama apai. Anityam, sukha dukkha mishritatvam, bandhakatvam, addictive in nature. It does not have an independent capacity to give you permanent peace, security, and happiness. That is the nature of anatma. It is to be understood, not to be believed. It's to be understood. Any experience, does it have a beginning? Does it have a middle? Does it have an end? Do you have the same joy today about what happened a month ago? Just imagine. I was just running through this in my mind. I was speaking all this, and somebody says, "Oh, you give an excellent talk, sir. During Navaratri, will you come and give a series of lectures for us in this hall here?" Okay. So I agree, yes. So you go for the lecture. It's a hall which has a capacity of about 650 seats. Advertisement is there. They've released the ad, and you sit there and talk. Everybody listens. At the end of the talk, there is a applause. Everybody walks up to you and says, "Oh my God, how great, sir! How great, sir!" And after some time, what happens? Remember the song from Mera Naam Joker? काली काली दम्बू है, काली काली कुर्सू है, काली काली कुर्सी है, बिना चिड़िया का बसेरा है, empty hall. And a fellow will say, "Sir, shall we, sir? I have to lock this place up." Where is all your joy gone? It was wonderful, na? Joy gone. Agama apai. Thereafter, now they arrange another talk. You say, "Last time I got 650, this time only 20 people in the hall." Why? See, you want the same standard, Bandhagatvam. Last time 600 people walked up to me and said they wanted to touch your feet, hand, give you Guru Dakshina or give you shawls. But this time all 20 finished the talk, they did and then walked away. The next time did not even do this. They saw a canteen outside, they ran away to have the latest masal vada being served there. Bandhagat. Any experience you will go through this. Let's take some experiences. Spiritual experience included. Spiritual experience included. You go to heaven to see God. So God is located somewhere. You have to go. That means He's not here. You have to go. Having gone there, you can't stay there forever. You have to get out. So while going, joy. While getting out, sukha dukkha mishritatvam. You are all located, seated in front of Ishvara. You are in the first row, somebody else in the last row. Then you are sometimes in the 10th row, there's somebody else in the first row, and you say, "How did this fellow come here?" I am more punyavan there. This fellow, how did this fellow come? I is not there. You go to a temple, somebody who doesn't believe in God, he is given maryada. He abuses God otherwise. It happened. Somebody who doesn't even believe in our system is going to inaugurate the Dashara festival somewhere. What will you feel? I am a bhakta. They didn't care for me, but they are caring for the person. In the Ishwara, Swargaloka also this will happen. Vaikunta also this will happen. Any darshana experience. Other experiences, out of body experiences. Astral travel. After astral travel, you find this body is gone. Then where will you land? And after doing astral travel, you're still back in the same old body, no? The broken, painful body. Your shoulder problems remain. Just because you did astral travel, shoulder problems won't be solved. When you come back, your spouse and children won't be different. Bank credit card loan has still got to be paid, even after you finish astral travel. Reminder will come. You go hide in Vaikunta, this credit card fellows will come there and say, one payment is due, sir. No escape. Does it help you? There are all kinds. There are Abrahamic beliefs. There are Oriental beliefs. There are Oriental beliefs which say, focus here. You will see a ball of light. You will get enveloped in the ball of light. I am not dismissing this, okay? You will envelop yourself in the ball of light. Then, somehow you have to come out of this. Back, old, insignificant person. Another fellow has a longer ball of light, bigger ball of light. Experience purely yours. As it is individually experienced, we call it subjective. And anything experienced is anatma, including experience of heaven, Ishvara, ball of light, psychedelic colors, sounds, Ishvara talking to me, Ishvara talking to me, anatma. I don't dismiss it, but I have to understand this is anatma. This is not atma. Okay? Cosmos samajh mein aa gaya, sir. Body, mind, sense, anatma. This also is anatma. Body, yeah, anatma. The mind, anatma. Intellect, anatma, because you know each one of you know your body, you know your emotions, you know your knowledge, you also know what you do not know. All of them are kshetra, and kshetra is prakriti. Prakriti is anatma. What is the meaning of prakriti? Matter. And what is the nature of matter? Achetanam, sagunam, savikaram, karana vyakta avastha, finite, changing, variable, not independently existent, therefore cannot give you infinite happiness, security, and peace. This is the nature of anatma to be understood. And when you understand this as the nature of anatma, how will you relate to anatma? Intelligently. You don't lean on anatma for your emotional fulfillment. You are going by one of these new trains that have come. You have bought that executive class. You are traveling from Chennai, 350 kilometers, 500 kilometers, Coimbatore, Bangalore. Maja, 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 maja. Your destination has reached. You continue sitting there. While travel, fine. At the end of the travel, you leave. The relationship, you have no problem. You don't say so much and this is wonderful. I would like to live my life in this train. After some time, this train will be, will be what you call, will be, what do you call it, shunted. They shunt it to a shunting yard, switch off all electricity, and now you're left with bandicoots, rats, and mice. Nothing is there. The same way, Anatma, when you know the nature of Anatma, would you expect permanent peace, security, happiness from Anatma? Would you not learn to relate more? This is intelligent living, and this is bringing Ishvara into your life. Intelligent living. Everything is Maya. You don't dismiss anything. You have to understand. Sab Maya hai. All these kind of statements, Especially the fellow who says Sab Maya hai will half close say. Sab Maya hai. Then he will open and say, Kitna dakshina diya bhai? Not Maya. Maya is understanding that it does not have an independent reality. Anything which does not have an independent reality cannot give you infinite happiness. You have to relate to it accordingly, appropriately, including your body. Very healthy up to a point of time. Beyond, creaky joints. Beyond that, going to the washroom and back becomes a project. Thereafter, getting up from the bed becomes a project. Hey, once upon a time, you could gobble about 10 puris with aloo dum. Okay, people from Bengal, you could gobble 10 puris with aloo dum. Now, one is become a project. At the end of one, you have got all burning sensation right from here. From Sahasrara Chakra to Mooladhara Chakra, you have a burning sensation. This is the nature of body. Okay, this is understanding Anatma. What is the nature of relationships? It is like this. Aayega jayega. Aayega jayega. It will come, it will go. The source, the object that give you maximum happiness today will give you unhappiness sometime in future. The same thing which gave you happiness will give you unhappiness. The thing that gives you happiness will give the other person unhappiness. This is the nature of Anatma. We only have to learn to relate to it properly. How to relate to it properly? You go into nature of Atma. If all this is like this, what is my nature? What is the knower's nature? The knower nature, first one, Anatma nature, Achetanam. Therefore, what is my nature? Chetanam. I am Chaitanya Vastu, the aliveness factor. All the gunas belong to Anatma. I am Nirguna. All the vikaras belong to Anatma. I am Nirvikara. I am free from cause and effect. Body is born, body dies. I, the knower of the body, is free from the limitations of the body. I am the experiencer subject. If you are not careful, you will come to one conclusion. I want to experience the experiencer. Many of us feel like breaking down and bawling and rolling on the floor and crying. Any experience is anatma. How will you experience yourself? Now tell me, are you not experiencing yourself right now? You are. Even in deep sleep, you are experiencing yourself. Only thing you don't know. That's all. That's why you are able to get up and say, oh, what a lovely sleep. After 9 days, I had lovely sleep last evening. For 8 days, I was restless. For what reason? For some reason. 9, only yesterday I slept. I slept so well that I also slept well in the afternoon. Hey, who says this? Experiencer. And what is the nature of the experiencer? Experiences of the nature. Experiencer is of the nature of Chetanavaitu, Chaitanya, Nirguna, Nirvikara, okay? Karana Avastha, Karana Vyakta Avastha Rahita, free from this. And when you see yourself like that, body dies, mortality. What am I? Immortal. Body is mortal. I, the knower, immortal. Body is limited. What am I? Not unlimited, limitless. Infinite, lovely word. Body is finite. I am infinite. And how do you do this? You have to own it up. How do you own it up? Shravana. Tat mananam nididhyasanam. And following a lifestyle which is conducive for owning up this knowledge. So therefore, three covered. A lifestyle for owning up this knowledge comes under the category of jnanam in this chapter. Four values we have said. Four D's, you remember? Viveka Vairagya, Mumukshutva, Samadhi Shatka Sampatti. You've studied earlier. Four D's: discrimination, dispassion, discipline, and and desire. Four. Viveka is discrimination. Vairagya, dispassion. Viveka, Vairagya. Mumukshutva, desire to be free. Samadhi, Satka, Sampatti. The discipline to be followed, a disciplined lifestyle. The discipline four are expanded into 20 here. Amanitva, Madambitva, Ahimsa, Shanti, Arjavam, Acharyopasanam, Shaucham, Atma Vinigraha. Like that, 20 values are given. They are a conducive lifestyle for you to sustain the jnana yogyata. Okay, after giving this, the teacher says, what is the jnana sadhana that you should do? Karma yoga? Because without action, you cannot live. You have to be with action. Karma yoga. And karma yoga, upasana yoga, so that you're able to appreciate Ishvara's laws everywhere. Shravana, hear about your own nature. Because why do you have to do Shravana? Because there is no other way out. It is in the Shastra as a pramana and it is revealed to you by the teacher. Shravana, a Shravana from a teacher who is a Shastravit, who is a Paramparavit, who knows how to teach. Vit meaning Sanskrit Vit. One who knows and one who knows how to unfold. Shastravit, Paramparavit, Shrotriya tam Brahmanishtam. He is the nature of the Guru who reveals to you Shravana. What he taught, you reflect and then you own up. And what are the results? First result, go back quickly. Think of all the four results. What are the four results? Samadarshanam, balanced view. Amritatvam, fear of mortality gone. Free from fear of mortality. Samadarshanam, amritatvam. Akartritvam, abhoktritvam. Sense detachment from a sense of agency. Absence of arrogance that I am doing everything. And when you have this Brahmatvam, seeing yourself as a limitless whole. This is the result of 13th chapter study. From bondage to freedom. From bandha to mukti. This is chapter 13. And we always end the chapter with Om Shri Paramatma. This end, Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. Sri Krishna Arjuna Sambadhe. Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. Krishna Arjuna Sambadhe. Kshetragya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Trayodashodhyaya. We have completed this topic. What is the next topic? Chaturdashadhyaya Gunatraya Vibhaga. We talked about Prakriti, Anatma. The nature of Prakriti, Anatma is dealt with in a little more elaborate fashion in the next chapter. It is called Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Saguna, we talked about Saguna, Anatma. Saguna is presented as Gunatraya. When you say Saguna, what makes this Saguna? Okay, so Gunatraya, understanding Gunatraya aspect of Anatma is this study. I am Nirguna Atma. I am not I am Nirguna Atma. That is a fact. Okay. Saguna Atma is Anatma. Saguna is Anatma. It is threefold in nature. Understanding that is chapter 14, which we shall study in our next session. Om Namah Shivaya. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो स्वामी आत्मतृप्तानंद महाराज की जय A small announcement. See, when we do serious study, we are doing serious study, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana we are doing. The Vedic structure, the Vedic superstructure, has Puranas. Puranas are stories. Stories with imagery, which helps you understand the truth with images in place. Apart from that, for getting into Viveka, Vairagya, and certain finer aspects of human life, refining oneself and maturing process, there are stories. Puranas and lots of other stories. There is Hitopadesha, there are stories. To highlight and bring to the sadhakas the story, I have created a small group called Story Lab. Okay, there are about 10, and I'll slowly, anybody who's interested can ping me, but I don't want you to compulsorily join story groups. So anybody can ping me if you're interested in our group and say I'm interested in the story group. I will add you to the story group. What we will do in the story group is we will meet once a week or something like that on a Zoom platform. And we will learn to tell stories, not just listen to stories. Suppose about 10 of us are there. Each one of us will tell me a story you know, which has brought out certain finer aspects of your own maturity. You have learned something, a refinement, a maturity, refinement in speech, maturity in your thought process, kindness, compassion, intelligence. Whatever we learned in Vedanta, can we see it in practice? Can we put it in practice? For that purpose, we are starting a small group. The story group will be called Story Lab. Okay, which will be I'm start putting it in motion today. So anybody interested can start. And on the Vijayadashmi day, it's a night now, the group will be on the Vijayadashmi day, we will do a small storytelling exercise in that. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.